Welcome to the Spice of Life Variety Show. I tell you, it is a good day, a good evening. It is just good. I know that there are many problems that's going on around us, but I promise you the reason why it's good is because there is a solution. It is the solution to every problem that you have and that I have, and that solution is through the love, through the power, through the faithfulness of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, God's Son. And so if you find yourself being overloaded with life, because life happens, and with some very tough times and having to make some tough decisions and just don't know which way you're going to turn to Jesus. He will make the difference in your life. I promise you that. Yes. We bring you greetings from the West Angeles Church of God in Christ, where Bishop Charles E. Blake and Mrs. May L. Blake, Elder Marion Green and Mrs. Celeste Green are our leaders. And so in Los Angeles, we bring you love to you and yours. We want to encourage you, as we always do. Grab your pen and your paper. Make sure that you have that so you can jot down our contact number, whether it be our number, our email address, our P.O. box, whatever the case may be. Send in your prayer requests, send in your show suggestions, send in your what is on your heart. We would love to hear from you. May the Lord bless you. And I'm going to take it to Pamela Diane Webb. How you doing?
Girl, I need some help.
Woo! Help!
You need help?
I need help. I need some help.
You know what our topic is?
What is it?
Dr. Lazarus, help!
Help!
We need some help!
Help up in here, huh? And guess what? You need some help up in there. And so we have a professional in our midst, a skilled woman who is just highly filled with a lot of resources and love and the desire to help. See, that's the thing, the desire to help. Willing to help. And so we're going to meet Dr. Veronica Lazarus. She has a practice in Santa Monica, and let me see, what's that long title? She is she does internal medicine, cosmetic dermatology of the face and body. She is a doctor of medicine and resource mineral resource science, and plus more. That's just all we could get on the air. But Dr. Lazarus, welcome to our show.
Yes,
thank you.
Glad to be here.
Our show is Dr. Lazarus help.
All right, I'm here to help.
I like that. I'm here to help. Thank you very much. Amen. Now, I've been hearing about this. What's that?
Liposuction.
Yeah. What is liposuction?
Yes.
What is that?
What it is that we're able to utilize equipment to go into area of the body that you don't think is good looking. It's not appealing to you. And I really sculpture it, remove the excess fat, and tighten the area, because what happens is, once you remove the excess fat, that the body the skin snaps back.
Oh.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So is that a temporary or permanent deal?
It depends on the person that you did the liposuction on. Most of the people that we do liposuction on, we find that the area where you remove the fat remains the same. Remains whereby after you remove the fat, this fat is gone. Mm-hmm. But if a person is not being disciplined, like doing the exercising, doing their dieting, and doing all that you find that the fat will come back. Not necessarily in there, but in the area surrounding where the fat is removed, that it will come back.
Now, I remember several years ago, Dr. Lazarus, maybe 20 years ago, I did a wrapping. I had my body wrapped. What is that about? Is that anything, that's going to reduce me by 5 inches and all of that?
Well, the reason they do the wrap is because 70% of the human body is water.
It's water. Mm-hmm.
So with the compression, you find that after several hours of the compression that you're peeing out an awful lot of body and a lot of water, and it's very possible that you lose a couple of inches from the body just from water.
Okay.
Yes, that's why.
Okay.
So you do see some improvement. Yes.
So you, and again, is that temporary? And the reason I keep asking whether or not things are temporary or permanent, I guess because I'm looking for a permanent fix. But I guess, but like you say, minus the diet and the exercise, nothing will remain if you're not disciplined. That's what
you need to be disciplined, and I think if you want to do liposuction, it's important to do the liposuction and also combine it with a diet regimen and exercise regimen to be able to get the best benefit out of it. And you find though that at the time you do the liposuction, you don't see the whole result. You probably see the best result maybe 6 months after the fact.
Is it painful?
Yeah, it could be painful now, but now we have this technique called the tumescent technique, where you are awake, and we infiltrate the area you want to get rid of with an anesthetic solution, and now we suck it. We suck out we remove the fat, because we find out that the side effect of some of this procedure is mostly associated with general anesthesia. Where you know, like sometimes these procedures are done in like doctor's offices, and that's where the danger is. And I always say to people, if you're going to do cosmetic stuff, by cosmetic I mean something that you don't have to have.
Right.
That's something you're doing just to correct a problem that is more a problem to you than other people.
Right, yeah, exactly.
That is always better to be very careful and make sure that you do the most conservative thing to correct the problem. You know, because when we do lipo, or maybe even just clean up the area around the neck, it's important to have the people awake. You know, you can give them things to make them comfortable and all that, but to always go most people who go under general anesthesia, most doctors who recommend general anesthesia for cosmetic stuff are usually plastic surgeons who do a lot of procedures at one time. But you know, the dermatologists were the people who came up with this tumescent technique. We were the pioneer of the tumescent technique. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine called Jeffrey Klein was one in the United States who discovered this technique of tumescent, whereby you liquid anesthesia and we infiltrate the area and you just suck it out, and you find that people have just very, very good results. And you're not endangering your life, you're not you know, staying out of work for weeks and weeks, and you get it done in 3 days, you're back to work.
Wow. I tell you, things are so much advanced.
Yes.
Now what about sun tanning? I know some people get into the machine and tan. What is that about?
Well, I don't find a lot of our people going into the suntan room unless they are people, entertainers who need to look a certain way. But this is mostly a lot of Caucasian women and men tend to do the suntanning thing. Like everything, anytime you're exposing yourself to UV radiation and all that, there's always the side effect associated with that. But we recommend that if you're going to be in the natural sunlight, that you always wear some sun protection. And people forget that because our skin is dark,
because
we need some protection. You know, every skin needs some protection. You know.
But when you say in the sun, are you talking about if someone is gonna be out in the sun period a long length of time, or just being out in the sun period?
Well, because even if you're in the direct ray of the sun, or even if you're inside, you're getting some sun. Yeah, but if you're gonna be like on the beach, you know, just like with all that direct ray of the sun, or be by the pool without, you know, it's always important to wear some sunscreen, or maybe wear a hat. You know, I mean, people think that we see melanoma in black skins too. We do see a lot of melanoma.
And what is that?
That is the cancer of the skin.
Oh, wow.
You know, which tend to go into deeper organs.
Wow.
It does happen in black skins also. So we do expect and always recommend that when you are out there that you're wearing sun protection.
Now, when you say sun protection, 30 or 45, what should you put on your skin?
Well, I think that the average 30 SPF is fine. You know, but what you need to be looking for is it's a UVA and a UVB protection. So you want to look at product that say UVA and UVB protection, and you know that gives you a broad range of protection.
And you would just put on all exposed areas.
Yes, and now they have them where you can even spray them on. You know, wear a little hat, and then you're ready to go. You know,
So now you're ready to go.
Yes.
What now is a lot of surgery, is that dangerous for the body? You know, when people are getting the various surgeries, is that
when
cosmetic surgery kind of?
Well, there's some people who are what we call the cosmetic surgery addicts. You know, they are always they're always finding a reason to do this or the other. I feel that the people overall should just be content with who God has made them. I think that if it's a matter of wanting to look good, it's good to want to look good. So you make a choice of what will be the best thing to correct that particular area that bothers you. But just to be trying to get all the surgeries for no reason, I don't think it's a very wise way to live one's life, because it does have danger. Not only it depletes your pocketbook, but also it has the danger of getting you really sick, you know, and people even die. You know, so.
Well, at least she's not. She's like depleting
Yes,
your pocketbook. Hello. But
Here's the price.
But addicts don't mind spending. They'll spend it too.
Yes, yes.
Now, what is lip augmentation?
Yeah. A lot of black women don't really have a need for, you know, unless they have some kind of illness going on. But we find women, mostly Caucasian women, who feel their lips are very thin.
Okay.
They will want to plump it up a bit. There's some topical things you can just apply and plump it up for maybe a couple of days. But that's not. Most people want it injected. They want it injected so it can last 6 months to about a year. You know,
Would that be something you would take from the fatty part or something?
You can take some of your fat and put it in there. The only problem I myself feel that the fat itself are a little bit lumpy for the lips. So there are some fillers like Restylane, which are more liquidy, and you can just use it to lay it down the way you want, and that tends to gives you a lot more appeal. And it's not you're not going to run the risk of one side being bigger than the other.
Okay. How embarrassing, huh? Now, what about our what is that I'm trying to call the different people have different what is that called?
Cellulite?
Yeah, cellulite. What do you do with what about cellulite? What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, this thing with cellulite is that it's something that a lot of us get. There are very few people who don't have cellulite as they get older. There are machines today that helps entomology machine that helps improve cellulite, you know, but we don't think the improvement is permanent. You'll find that after several years you have to keep doing them or they come back again. You know, there is no magic bullet for cellulite yet. There's a lot of creams out there that claim to resolve cellulite, but we have not found a magic bullet for cellulite yet. The equipment that are coming, they need to get better yet. They need to get better.
Is there something that causes it that we can run to the border from, or what? I mean, what causes it?
No. It's just a dim place. It's just the way the fat architecture is in the body. You know, just a dim. Yeah. But we find that if you exercise regularly, it's not as bad as if you're not exercising. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. So it kind of loosens it up a little bit.
Yeah. That's why. When you see the way you can look at it, you can see the people who are like runners, like the marathon runners.
Oh yes,
they don't have.
That's right.
As a matter of fact, I can tell you a story that was really funny. There was a couple of years ago, they were doing the marathon. There was this woman who ran into the line and then got to the finish line and said that she was the first. And the people thought that doesn't make any sense, because when you look at a marathon runner, they don't have all the cellulite. She showed up.
Where did she run?
Where did she come from?
That's cool.
That tells the story.
That's cool. Well, that's good to know that if you got them run, then you're going to loosen that up.
Yeah, you can. Oh, definitely. Even just even walking regularly on your treadmill will improve it. Anytime you're farming your body, it always helps.
Now, cellulite, does that have a tendency to be more waist down, or that can be any place on your body?
Well, most of the people have their cellulite from the waist down.
Okay.
You know, once in a while we see people having an arm, but not that many. The arm.
Now, do men have cellulite?
Just the way that there are few men who do, but just the way men it's all this. It's had to do with the estrogen distribution in the body. We don't find too many men who just have a lot of cellulite. You know, it's not really an issue that men worry about a lot.
Yes,
no,
it's us. Okay.
Now, what about what is varicose veins? What is that?
Okay, varicose vein is in our language we call it venous insufficiency. In other words, a lot of women most of the time get it after childbearing, or some people it runs in their family. what it is that the lining of the blood vessels become stretched out. So that, remembering obviously that we're all walking, and it's all this whole gravity process, and that the blood return goes back to the heart, has to climb uphill. So inside the blood vessel, there's this thing called there's valves that helps the blood moving up. Okay, so that it doesn't flow back when as it's going out, because it needs to go back to the heart to be oxygen, to be changed over to go to the rest of the body, to be pumped back. That being the case, in venous insufficiency, we find that the inside of the blood vessel gets stretched out, and that process of the blood being milked up towards the heart, it's deficient, so it pulls back. The blood pulls back gently over time, and it becomes this ropey sort of very incompetent veins in the leg that are no longer useful in transporting blood back towards the heart. Now, the good thing is that a lot of the blood vessels that are inside the muscle don't have this much problem. Most of it are superficial vessels, and that's why you see them. So what we do is, because the percentage of the blood vessels affected are so little, what we do is we just go in and take them out or inject them to close them off. And the blood that's in there tend to go inside because we want the veins to be like in the calf area, where the calf movement tend to help with the milking of the blood back to the heart. So we just treat them with the injection and the laser, sometimes with a combination. Now there are new machines now that are using this foam type material to help treat the veins.
That's amazing. What else might you want to share with us on tidbits that we the consumers or we people could use?
Oh yeah, there's so many different things that we find that on a daily basis, just things that are very inexpensive that can really help your life. We find that even we've talked about water, how water is very important, and we've talked about the vegetables, and fruits. These are, but don't forget things like fish. Things like fish in your diet. You want to make sure you have that omega-3 and the omega-9 and all that as part of your diet. These are things that are not expensive, but these are the things that gives you a lot of mileage in your health. You want to cut down on the amount of carbohydrates. We all like the bread and all that. We want to cut out on that. Just try to feel that with the salad, with the fruits, and it doesn't even matter when you eat them. You find that even in the morning, if you woke up in the morning, my routine, I can share my routine with you. My routine, the first thing I do after my morning devotion is to drink a liter of water. That's what I do. And once I do that, then I go on my walk. It's a walk, run. And once I've done that, then I come back and I eat an apple. Okay, because you find that the apple itself, there was a reason that apple was one of the very original fruits, an original food that survived to this day. That whole apple, just even around the skin of the apple, is chock full of antioxidant and vitamins that your body needs. The thing is, it keep you off of the doctor's offices.
Apple a day.
That's what.
Now, the aspect of the water is the fact that you want to make sure your kidneys are operating properly, and you want to make your filtration process, because the more water you drink, it washes through your body, the better your cells function. Because you know what people do? People drink a lot of soda, a lot of milk, a lot of all of these things, and then they eat the cheese, and then they eat all the hamburgers and all. What happens is that the cells are starving of water. And the individual cells, they're not getting what they really need to survive, and over time they just get sluggish, and they begin to die slowly but surely. So water, a lot of vegetable, because another thing with vegetables and salads is that they have a lot of chlorophylls.
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 Okay.
Now, remember this. the most important thing you have to remember in terms of longevity is your oxygen carrying capacity.
Okay.
Remember that. Your oxygen carrying capacity.
Okay.
What that does is that the amount of, when you take a deep breath, there's some food items that when you allows you to take more in more oxygen. And at the end of the day, all your cells have to be oxygenated properly in order for them to survive a long time.
Oh, okay. Isn't
Yeah.
that amazing?
Yeah, don't forget that, because people wonder why people get sick. You need to really make sure you learn how to breathe in properly. You need to eat the kind of food that allows you to want to take in a lot of oxygen.
Now, can you mention a few of those foods?
Yes. I've said, don't forget a lot of green and colored vegetables are very important.
Okay.
Because not only the chlorophylls, but also the antioxidant that you get with the fruits and all that. That's so important. You you just walk through the free radicals, you break them down, and your body is able to really breathe in oxygen properly.
This is cooked or raw vegetables.
If you can eat them raw, eat them raw. But if you're gonna cook them very quickly and very light. Don't overcook. Listen, we all love that soul food. Let me tell you, the minute that I put in that Medispa in the on Crenshaw in the community there, I find myself wanting to just go to get that soul food. I wanted the yam, the color green, and all of that. Gosh, I wanted it.
Yeah.
But but immediately my body told me, well, okay, it's okay to try it occasionally now, but you can't just be doing it every week.
Right.
So now that then tells me, just the way my body reacted to it, then tells me, wow, the body itself can tell you when you put in things in it that is needed. All you have to do, train your body for like about a month, and you want to go back to the old ways. Your body's going to tell you. It tell you, say, no, I'm not going to take it no more.
Now, were you always health-minded?
No, it's just I think obviously having the privilege of having gone through medicine and all that, that's why physicians are some of the longest living people in general, because they taking a dose of their own medicine.
They should.
Yeah, I find that the same thing with my mom. Everything that I share with you is what I share with my family and my mom. And maybe one day you will meet her. She's, for her age, 75, she looks quite young for her age. And I think it's your oxygen carrying capacity is the longevity. Because let me tell you, there's some environment that cancer will not grow in. That's why the more antioxidants, the fruits, the veggies that you can eat, the better. It's not saying that obviously there's the genetic aspect that we have to worry about. But there's some environment that will not allow the growth of cancer. And that has to do with the antioxidant. The more antioxidant you can get into your system, the better you are fighting the free radical, the better you're healthy.
And again, that being the greens, the fruits, the vegetables,
fruits, yes,
the raw preferably.
Yes, very, very much so.
Okay.
Obviously, don't forget the minerals. You want to make sure you get some minerals into it too. Whether you can get that from your vitamins. Okay, make sure you get some mineral into it, and don't forget your omega.
What exactly does, you always hear about omega, what exactly does omega target?
Okay, the critical thing about omega 3, omega 6, and omega 9 is that you've heard about the good cholesterol. Yeah, you've heard about it. Okay. The HDL, the good HDL, that's you want that high. And then the bad cholesterol, you want that down. Okay. So what this omega oil does do is that it helps lubricate your cells. Okay. Because every single cell in your body has what we call a bilayer of lipid. You know what I mean? It has layers of two layers of lipid. Okay. So and then the nutrients are carried through the cells that punches hole through these layers. Okay. Now the omega 3s and omega 6s and omega 9s are very important in the cellular connections in your body, in the ability of your cells to function the way they need to function, and to allow whatever you put through the body to be carried properly. You know, yes, it's very important.
Well,
yes.
we're down to the last moment or so of the show. What would you want to leave with us, Dr. Lazarus? Help!
I want to just say that within us, the Lord is giving all of us the ability to make changes in our lives and the life of other people. Okay, and the greatest thing we can ever do for ourselves is, number one, our relationship with the Lord, because that builds our soul. But that strengthens us. Once we're able to be strengthened in our soul spiritually, then we're able to transfer that into our daily lives, and that allows us to see clearly, to make decisions that are healthy. You know, and decisions that are healthy is what makes you live long, because you want to live long. You have to remember the people like Caleb, who at the age of 80 said, "Send me, I can do what I did when I'm still as strong as when I was 40." So there is a reason why some of those people in those days live very long, because remember Daniel, remember Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, people who were not bow to the food of the heathens, but knew how to eat the way of the Lord. Remember these things, and that's why the Bible is such a person who knows the Word of God. You don't need any university; you have university.
Well, Dr. Lazarus, we certainly appreciate all the information. It's been priceless, audience. You know that we have been taught by the best. May the Lord bless you. Let's decide, you and I, and you too, to take better care of ourselves. And I know we keep saying that, but come on, let's eat some raw vegetables. Let's eat some more fruit and fish, and drink some water, and stay off the sodas and all that other stuff. Until next time, we love you, we love you, we love you, we love you. God bless you, and take good care of yourself. Dr. Lazarus, thank you so much.
Thank you for the privilege.